The bags come from China, but the leather comes from Nigeria. The bags are manufactured in China, but the leather, the exotic skins, the snake skin, the alligator, it comes from Kano, Nigeria. Come on in, let's talk about it, yes.
Boy, did y'all just see what happened. China just came out and said all y'all black folks been buying reps. So all y'all black folks that used to go stand in line for Gucci, Prada, and Louis and all these folks, them folk been overpricing y'all for some fake bags or whatever y'all buying, and y'all fell for it. And that's why I say, a lot of y'all black people, y'all get money, y'all don't have no goddamn mind. And let me tell y'all how these designer stores work now. They see black people come in, they give y'all a fake bag. Y'all gonna buy it, high price, whatever. And the other race come in, white, Mexican, it don't matter. They gonna get the real bag. Y'all black people is not finna get the real bag. They gonna forever sell y'all a fake bag because they know that y'all little-minded. First thing y'all gonna say, well, I got this from Gucci, so I know it real. Y'all gonna stay y'all ass out these 4 stores. And I can imagine the one that buying Birkin bags. Lord, $30,000 to $80,000 for a fake bag. Oh my God. And another race walking out with the real bag. I know y'all feel stupid.
So now we know why America really didn't want us to see what they was doing over in China. And if you don't know, click the search bar and see how China just exposed America. That designer that you've been spending your money on, $200, $300, $400, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, all of your hard-earned money basically been going to knockoffs. If that's what y'all want to call them, Canal Street specials, if I might say. China is basically saying that your favorite designer gets their bags, their clothes, their shoes made in China, not Italy. So when you thinking you getting the finest of threads, you getting them from China. And now China is saying that they got them for the low, like they been had them, but they just not keeping it secret no more. So what they're saying is that designer that we've been wearing, they've been making, and they make them for cheaper, and we might as well not buy that designer that we've been buying. It's kind of strange to me because a lot of people been losing their lives to get designer. It's a lot of people that lost their lives over designer. And you're telling me that China's been making it? All I can say is this trade war is exposing the real from the fake and the fake from the real. If that makes sense. I'm out.
Because I love that the Chinese manufacturers are coming on here and asserting that they are producing these luxury bags and luxury goods, but also black people have a hand in that manufacturing by way of tanneries in Kano, Nigeria. So a tannery is an institution, a business in which you are converting animal products like skins, leather, suede, alligator skins, snake skins, all kinds of exotic skins into textiles so that they can be used for goods, clothing, bags. And Kano, Nigeria is world headquarters for this practice. And they have long since been headquarters for hundreds of years. So I interviewed during the pandemic a man named Winston, and he leads a business out of Kano, Nigeria called Winston Leathers. And they are actually a 3rd generation tannery. So he confirmed that his tannery produces leather goods and exotic skins for brands like LVMH, so Louis Vuitton's portfolio of brands, Ralph Lauren, many other luxury brands. And I interviewed him on Twitter. I'll link to that thread so you can go back and read it. But yeah, he shared that this practice of providing exotic skins to the world, but specifically to China, goes back to the Silk Road.
You see this whole trade war with China and America and how China is basically exposing all these luxury brands. Why are we acting surprised? Oh my God, I never knew it cost $100 to make designer items. Wake up and smell the flipping coffee. Do you not know what capitalism is? We're all victims of capitalism. It's just that certain people sit on the furthest ends of the spectrum. The reason we buy anything in this life is for the brand, is for the logo. Let me break it down. If you saw a jacket that looked just like a Moncler, the exact same quality, the exact same stitching, the exact same manufacturer, but it didn't have the logo, would you still buy it? If your answer was no, then congratulations, you're the biggest victim of capitalism. Please, let's be guided, okay? This isn't news. People with common sense have been knowing this. And for those of you screaming, yes, this means reps are real, calm down, buddy. Okay, there's some Jordans I've seen, and I know damn well Jordan never did that move. Listen, I'm gonna be the last person in this life to tell anyone how to spend their money. If you want to buy designer, go ahead and buy designer, but start to accept that you're paying for a logo. And that's perfectly fine. There's many items I owned that I know I could have got for cheaper, but I bought it just because of the brand. An iPhone is a perfect example. The only time I look at people sideways is when they can't afford afford designer items but still buy it anyways. At that point, you're a slave to capitalism. Each to their own, but me personally, I couldn't give less of a toss about owning designer. I care more about assets and generational wealth than Balenciagas. Because I'm not dripped out from head to toe or flexing on the gram, people couldn't fathom that I was able to buy a house, and that's a product of capitalism. Maybe back when I was a young G, I gave a shit about designer, but now, almost 25, I look at a £300 designer t-shirt and think, that £300 could have got me a nice sofa off Facebook Marketplace.
So in recent news, you guys, it has been circulating that China is exposing luxury brands, Louis Vuitton, Dior, and a few other brands as being made in China. So practically being made for pennies on the dollar, but being sold for a lot more than that. And it has a lot of people upset. You know, this is a part of the trade war, I guess, because Trump is bringing in billions of dollars from them every day and closing down a lot of their factories. I guess they said they're going to start just out and everything. But at any rate, I could have told y'all that shit wasn't worth what y'all were paying for it. I mean, I could have told y'all that from the very beginning, because when I first started learning about bags and shit, oh, he spent $500 on a bag, girl. He got me $1,000. What the hell do you need a bag for that costs that much money? As long as I got something that can hold my shit, and I'm good, okay? And if I pay $5,000, if I pay $500 on a bag, that shit better tote me.
Have y'all been paying attention to how China has been exposing Americans about that designer stuff? China has came out with the truth. See, a lot of times we think we buying all these fancy bags from Italy and Europe and all of that stuff, when the real truth is, it's all coming from China. And it's costing no more than $10 or $15. But American designers, they're going over there and buying that stuff for cheap and putting a huge price on it and selling it to Americans and tricking us to think that you're wearing a $3,000 or $4,000 designer bag from Italy or Europe. So y'all better stay woke, because China has came out with the truth. And guess what China said? We tired of them playing in y'all face. So we gonna give y'all the websites. We gonna put y'all on game where y'all can come and get it for cheap y'all self. China said don't go through them designers no more. China said don't go to Gucci and Prada and Coach and all that stuff. It said, I'm going to give you the website. You can come straight to us. China said they tired of Americans playing in their place. Have y'all been up to date with this?
Traders in Mali were providing leather goods up through Morocco and on into Asia. Moroccan leather is known for its quality, and Winston actually shared that Moroccan leather can be traced back to Kano, Nigeria, and it's actually Kano leather. So I love all the conversation that Chinese manufacturers have started around like amplifying that those goods are produced and manufactured in China. I want to go a layer deeper and talk about how Black people are actually contributing to the manufacturing as well, because the leather goods and the exotic skins that make up those bags that they're putting together in China actually started on the continent of Africa, in Nigeria. Okay, let's talk about it. If we're gonna talk about it, let's talk about all of it. And sorry, I'm getting ready. I'm gonna put my brush down to talk about some bags that I love by Black designers. So this beauty is Antelope. This is by a brand called Brother Valet. A Black woman named Aurora James leads that brand. I still wear fur, don't kill me. I read a great New York Times article about how basically fur was phased out when Black women were able to access it in greater numbers. So basically, because Black women could access something that white people felt was exclusive to them, that's when they decided, oh no, vegan leather. And I am not a proponent of, inhumane treatment of animals, but I do love fur, and it is a part of Black womanhood, Black girlhood, rites of passage. We hand down fur coats. So I love a fur. Brother Valet has great bags, and they also benefit women in Africa who construct these bags.
The way I'm about to be on this app talking more, because people on this shit so goddamn stupid. All y'all over here laughing and carrying on about the fact that these Chinese manufacturers are exposing that they are the actual manufacturers of these luxury brands, got y'all all looking real stupid. I want y'all to think about something right quick. Who y'all mad at? There is a trade war going on right now, and these Chinese manufacturers are lying their ass off, and you dumb are eating it up. Y'all already know that Lululemon is not an American company. Lululemon, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Prada, Hermes, those are not American companies, you idiots. What the hell do any of those brands have to do with America other than the fact that those brands sell their product in America? For those Chinese manufacturers to be saying what they're saying, it would imply that they have an issue with those countries, not America. And think about this for a second. If they were actually making and manufacturing the products for those luxury brands, and for them to be out here exposing those brands, saying that they're the ones that are actually doing the manufacturing, wouldn't that hurt their pockets major? We're talking millions of dollars. They would be losing opportunity to continue to manufacture for those luxury brands, which they're not doing, by the way, you idiots. If they were actually the ones that were creating the products for these luxury brands, but they're not. I swear people on this internet just keep getting dumb about a day.
No, because let's talk about how China exposing luxury brands for selling them cheap-ass goods is even going to change the music industry. Rappers are not going to be able to rap about the same things anymore. How do you look like rapping about, your Louis belt and designer this and designer that when the jig is up? All that shit is worthless. You know what I mean? Because, think about it. The whole point of brands sending these celebrity puppets their items was so that they can flex to their everyday audience that, oh yeah, I'm making money, I'm rich, and y'all niggas is broke, and this is something to aspire to. But I've been peeped, and I've been telling y'all, celebrities don't have no goddamn money. They get all of that shit for free in exchange for promoting it to your everyday hardworking ass. Yeah. And so what does that make you want to do? It's all about psychology. It makes you want to go grind and hustle. You listen to trap music, you want to grind and hustle so you can go buy what they're talking about. It's subliminal programming. And so now that the jig is up, the spell has worn off that, oh yeah, all that shit is bullshit. Celebrities are actually broke. They don't really have any money to buy half that shit that they wearing. They getting it for free because they're living off of a goddamn label loan. Low-key doing criminal, dirty, shady business, to make any kind of real money because they don't make no money off of streams. But now you can't even flex the designer names. Now you can't even flex your Louis belt. Now you can't even flex your Louis bag, your Louis duffel. So how you really about to make any money? If, your daddy, Louis V and Balenciaga, their shit not even worth anything now, and it's definitely not worth flexing, and nobody's gonna buy that shit anymore. So now you're gonna have to switch up your whole flow. Now you're gonna have to work with some actual lyrics, some actual talent, some actual content, because we've been woken up. We don't want to hear that shit no more. I've been peeped at the Kardashians and Cardi B. A lot of that shit is either fake or given to them. Them bitches do not have that kind of money. Okay, especially not Cardi B. Her music is not selling and she ain't been on tour once. The jig is up, y'all. Let's talk in the comments.